I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Right now, I know you can't fucking tell. But stay a while. Stay a while. You'll see a different fucking side. I mean, I put up 3 of these, a series. 311. So a publicist came to me earlier this year and says, you need a book for the 10th anniversary. I says, oh no. The 11th. So this is for the Asperger crowd. So I was one of those as a kid, if you can't tell. I'm not well. I'm just a little... Well, I'm not impaired. The world's impaired. Hi, socialist. Hi, socialist. Hi, socialist. You cash that check. You're a fucking socialist. Not my opinion. By definition doesn't mean anything in fucking usury America. The decadence of usury. Serve me some coffee. Here's a stimulus check. $1,400. Fucking can't even pay 1 month's fucking rent. So this is important because the University of Kansas, who has said no more SATs and ACTs. This is, now I'm going to get into this. Now stay with me. I'm not crazy, and then we're going to talk some fucking Olympics. No running, no jumping in the Olympics, no cheering, no clapping, no viewing. It's all TV. Skiers who can't ski, surfers who can't surf, fishermen who can't fish, fucking environmentalists who fucking don't even go onto the fucking ocean. By the way, Pismo's finally closed the fucking drive-on beach. I spent so much time there. Dead fucking birds at your feet, Edie. It's a cult. So for all you assy burgers, I'm going to tell a story. Where's your bedtime story? Oh, there it is. Let's read a bedtime story, kids. Go team. Trading your fucking health for some fuckhead fucking Jeff Bezos, Operation Paperclips, fucking... Well, so when I'm a kid, I was one of those. Couldn't tie my shoes, pee my pants, fucking all fucked up that way. But here I had this, I remember, I'm in like first, second grade, went through all the times tables. I learned them in like 20 minutes. Somebody gave me a book on states and world capitals. I started understanding the delta formula and quantum physics at like 6. You know, photographic memory on Balco. So, as I evolved, I mean, it was fucking bizarro. Because children like that, autism? Fuck. We're not even close to autism. Autism is a disease from nuclear fallout. Why do you think there's so much in fucking Utah? They'll exploit anything in this country. So, as I went along, I became the artist. I like to run. I love the environment. I think all assy burgers find the coping mechanism is in the environment. Go back and forth. I remember we'd drive from here to California with my grandparents, and I'd start to... and my grandma was like, oh my God, he's fine. You can smell the ocean. It's just the heightened senses. So this is important because they got rid of the ACT, which I've said that for years. Get rid of those fucking things. They're a fucking clown. What they've done to academia is they've turned in the last 40 years. They want these fucking straight A fucking, if you get straight A's, you think too much. Every study ever fucking done has shown that the most successful students, college grads, are C students. Most successful people, C students. If you get straight A's, you think way too much. So they want these anal fucking dumb fuckers. That's what the nuclear industry's preyed on. That's what fucking academia... I used to say in my class when I was young, student professor, fucking running the show, they shouldn't even let young students, fucking males, in fucking college till they're 30 because they got their mind on one thing and it's not steady. So the doofuses that fucking come through, you know, you're going to get the Mark Hoffman types is what you're going to have. Well, no, he was a genius. Strike that. You're going to get these anal retentive fucking yes man fucking doofuses. So stay with me. This is important historical stuff. So when I'm a kid, I'm like, fuck you. I'm rejecting this whole freak show. Fuck, I understood what they did to the natives. I knew my mom was a teacher at the Intermountain Indian School. There was a furniture factory in there. Mayor Meekum, he used to ride with my mom, and I remember he made zero as far as the thing, but he had a furniture factory exploiting. I have 2 couches that are fucking pristine, brand new from that factory. I think they're rare as fuck. They're worth millions, I think. But again, people aren't interested in history. They're not interested in the truth. So I rejected it all. All. You know, I went to school. I liked baseball. I liked everything. Found these Copenhagen basketball fucking because, you know, I learned that natives played basketball for thousands of fucking years. I learned the whole shamockery. So I get to high school at Weber High. That place was so fucked up, but it was cool as far as growing up in Ogden, Utah in the 60s and 70s because fucking, you ain't seen beautiful females. Whoa, and, you know, and drinking was accepted. Everything was accepted. I mean, it was, San Francisco had nothing on us, and I'd go back for San Diego. So, but anyway, blah, blah, blah. So we get to Weber High. So my children, when they went to high school, said they're still showing the film of you. They did resumes. So they did 4. They get to the last one, and she says, it's you. And you say, here's my fucking resume. And you took a piece of paper and you went, and threw it right in the garbage can and went, and said, fuck your resume. I'm not playing your fucking game. This is important for you, Aspergers. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Stay a while and maybe you'll see. Fucking. I've always rejected it. So get your Diablo Canyon fucking calendar out, and we'll talk about this in the next video. That's what it used to look like, the Mother's Heart. It used to be called the Mother's Heart, Fukushima. So, it's Diablo Con evacuation. So, I gotta show you something. Hang in there. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little. This is the evacuation. Take your potassium pills. Fucking. And the reason I talk about this is natives used to come all the way down here and all the way up here, and right there's where they would meet. And there's beautiful canoes, whatever, and that's where their celebration was. So Shell Beach, guy tried to shoot me at Shell Beach when I was walking the coast. Pismo State Beach has got people out of going onto the cars driving. You ever been there? The cars, it's a freak show. I mean a fucking freak show. So right here in the, that's where they launched the rockets at the military base. I almost got arrested there, but the general himself let me walk through there. So they'd float their canoes all the way down here, all up here, and they would, each different tribe would do different plays, and they'd have this 2-month celebration. Every different native tribe used to have a different thing they were famous for. Like, they were famous for apples, the Chumash. You know, in the 1850s, 60s, 70s, they just came in and mass murdered. I knew this as a child. I'm like, fuck you. I used to play in the wigwams right here. I'm like, I'm not fucking playing with these fucking, this creepy European fucking batch. So, that was the bad example. So, stay with me. I graduated at Weber High, 698 in a class of 699. Now, I went to Mission Bay for a while too. I'd go back and forth, but my mom says that I was too wild in San Diego and I'd get in too much trouble. If I look back on it, fuck. Way worse here. So, they had an art contest through the state of Utah. Weber State did it. Their legendary art department. So, I'm in the art apprentice program. They had one then at 16. I just barely started Weber High. There's a guy named Steve Sonner who was the artist. What a douchebag. Anyway, he didn't like me. He kicked me out. And then later he asked me to come design in Stucco's art studio, which I did right on Washington Boulevard. It's a long day. I have over 500 or 10,000 frescoes in this town. People don't even know what a fresco is. So they come up and they're doing different things, and there's a drawing hanging on the wall that I did of my friend, Ruin Furman. He was this big, incredible dude, overweight, Just, I mean, God, he was amazing, dude. He's dead now. Let's get our Olympics bag out for this. Let's get her. No running, no jumping. No running, no jumping. Get her football. So, I drew him. I just closed my eyes. They were mocking him, making fun of him, saying, I got pissed. I said, what the fuck? They had him up on the stage, asked him to take his shirt off, fucking this piece of shit. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you mocking him? Leave him the fuck alone! You know? That's what they did at that fucking school. Napoleon Dynamite on Balco. That's why I love that fucking guy. He's got to be an Asperger that made that. By the way, the Hoffman dog, I mean, he's got to be one. I closed my eyes and I drew him, and there was a young apprentice up there, professor, who ended up being the Weber State dean of art, who kicked me out. He's a piece of shit named Jacobs. What a piece of dog shit. Said he was a texture artist. I taught myself how to plaster. I started teaching myself at 15 in my grandpa's sandpits. And I learned how because I read something when I was young that these different artists said, including Michelangelo, who I love to this day, he's the greatest of all time, Libertà and Balco. He said that the violin is not the greatest, highest art form. It's the hock and trowel with plaster. Not drywall, plaster. I'm like, whoa, I'm going to be a plaster. So I learned how to plaster at 15. I taught myself. 10,000 fuck. You ever see me go with a hock and trowel? Blow your fucking mind. But fuck, first they come for the crafts. So they see this drawing on the wall. The guy says, well, who did that drawing? Because I've already been blackballed. I heard him. I says, I did. I'm over there on the pottery wheel. Where they put all the fucked up fucking haywire as kids. Go make pottery and shut the fuck up. And, do you have a portfolio? Yeah, I sure do. Here. Oh, who the fuck is this guy? So, I'm going to present it into the contest. Is that okay with you? Yeah. So it went to this committee. I won. So here I'm 16 years old, graduated 698 in a class of 699. Asperger on Balco on chemo. Fucking, yeah, what a trip this was. Living out here in the middle of fucking nowhere, I have to clear the fuck up of that shithole Weber High. When they tore down the beautiful old Weber High on fucking 12th Street, my grandpa says that fucking wrecking ball was bouncing off the fucking walls when they tore it. Fucking, these fucking idiots. So, I'm like, fuck you. I sat next to the Brownie girl during graduation. Her and I don't know how I graduated. I cut my fucking gown off. I designed it. I put all kinds of stuff on it. I wore these old shoes like this that I'd found. I dyed pink. I'm not crazy. I'm just... So, I was already plastering. Fuck whatever. Where are you going to go to college? I'm plastering. I'm working. Fuck, I'm going to go make money. I'm hitchhiking around the country. I'm going to, experience California girls. I'm going to experience fucking life, which I did to the 10th fucking power. Oh, I slipped up and got one pregnant. My fault. That one tricked me. Shh. Anyway, on the beach of La Jolla, but anybody could have been tricked by that girl. Whoa. So, I decided I'm going to go to Berkeley. Why? So ACT and SAT, when they wanted me to take, I'm like, fuck you, I won't take them. I refuse. You have to. Fuck you, I won't fucking take them. Finally, a teacher up there, he says, I'll give any student an A in my, I think it was in algebra class, which I hated science math. It was a fucking clown. It's still a joke. Who can name every team in every division of baseball in order by finish this year, 1975-76. I can't give you an A. You never even come to fucking class. Fucking deal's a deal, fucker. Don't fuck with me. You label me, I'll label you. Fucking, I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. So, photographic memory. My grandmother, when I was a kid, I says, well, reminds me of the south of France, Malay. She says, you've never been to Europe. Okay. It reminds me of it. I told her I could see the future, the elasticity of time. I could fucking see it pass by. I'm living in the country. I'm a Western version of Hamlet. You've never seen Hamlet. Not in this lifetime. She's like, well, but she went along. She was an Irish mystic. You know, the symphony, the birds. So Berkeley, I'm like, fuck you. Nope. Well, we won't accept you without an ACT and SAT. Well, fuck you. So this teacher says, just take one. So I says, how about if I take a blindfold? You put the blindfold on me. Take the blindfold in. Of course, I peeked the hair. He thought it was fucking one of the funniest things he'd ever seen. He was a good teacher. That's back when they had male teachers, male, female, and they made money. We, you know, weren't all bad, just most. Fucked up. Yeah, on Napoleon Dynamite, when he goes into the agricultural fucking thing, they tried to make me take that. Oh, what a joke. I grew up out here on the... It's so fucking perfect. The dude is such a fucking genius. Mark Hoffman on Chemo and Balco. I knew Hoffman personally. So, college entrance exams, I refused to take them, and I wrote an essay. They sent me back a packet. We want you to ask you if you've ever been discriminated against. This is 1978-ish. So, I wrote, yeah, I got long hair. Remember what the guys used to tell us then, the old timers, including my dad. Boy, get a haircut or buy a fucking dress. So I says, well, I got a twin sister. Give me one of the dresses. I got a kilt. They wear kilts in fucking... Hey. So, that's so fucking wild. You don't even fucking want to know. So beautiful. So much fun. And I'd hitchhike from here to fucking California, up and down the coast. I wanted to experience fucking life in the 70s. Saw some crazy shit. Still do. Including fucking cars driving on the beach at Pismo recently. I walked the whole coast of California by dying. They sent me back and says, we loved it. You're in. Wait. Well, I fucking drank a lot. You know, and you remember there was a racetrack across the fucking street, and fuck, I was good with numbers, and fucking right there in Berkeley, and fucking, oh God, what a disaster that was. Fucking, that's back when strip bars were in vogue, and, you know, girls would go to class. I remember I'm in a class, and this professor's like, fuck, you get the class highs, but fuck, you're all fucked up, sober up for a little bit, you know, fuck. I remember some girl comes walking in bra and panties. And the professor, this is when they were good professors, and they weren't all fucking golden handcuff fucking losers like they are now, the pieces of shit. And he says, well, you think you're impressing somebody? You think this is new? This is fucking Berkeley. Nobody batted an eyelash. You know, she's sitting there, and this girl was on. Nobody's even all been done. That's when he painted himself orange and tied himself to the fucking tower, fucking violating, protesting tenure. Fuck, I love that dude. So, back to Weber State, which I'd been since I was 15. The art anatomy class is when I'm fucking 16 years old in Ogden, Utah. Whoa, what a university it was. Whoa. You ain't seen fucking Vietnam protests. You ain't seen protests. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anatomy drawing contests at classes. Use the model. They would just pick a girl out of the class. And you know what people look like? Take it off. Kevin, how come you never show up to class when they have the anatomy contest for the male model? Are you a homophobe? No. It's coincidence. No. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. You can't tell. So they're the first university that's done it. Thank you, Kansas. Thank you. But here's the caveat to this. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. One day you might tell. Stay a while and maybe you'll fucking see. Why can I understand the fucking ecology? The Fukushima dynamic, which is the greatest event in human history. Go fucking team. My place in time. the elasticity of time. But then you read through it and they say, oh, but you have to have a 3.25. When we know factually that C students are the most successful people. By far. It's unarguable. So, when I was at Berkeley, when I was at Weber State for all those years, I says, how come you don't apply for your degrees? You have enough credentials for fucking degrees. First BIS. I was doing a BIS. Biology, fine art, finance. Now you think about that combination. Then Weber State, the #1 school of business in the United States. Hamiltonians, the great Clyde Cooley. Oh, get through that program. Elites from all over the world in that. I think the year I graduated, there was fucking 19 of us, 17 of us. Started at 400 some. Fuck, it was a beast. I used to say I'm going to write a fucking book on how to get through college and get a strong fucking college degree without buying a book. I wouldn't buy no fucking books. I ain't playing that game. The same douchebag professor here today, this online. Fuck you. 3.25 high school. Fuck. Pass, fail. Remember when that was a big deal? So I would never grade. I was always pass, fail. Pass, fail. Either you're in or you're out. And if the student wasn't going to fucking cut it, I would tell him, bolt now. Maybe you might get a great comeback. You might be the 1980 fucking BYU fucking Holiday Bowl team. I'm not crazy. So, to young students, if you're a 4.0, you're fucked up. That's what the country's run by. It's all fucked up. Why do you think we're fucked up? Because this has been an evolution. Remember when the big deal at fucking Berkeley was pass, fail? Remember what? Guess how much I paid to go there? Of course, I didn't last long. Guess how much? My grandparents had a house in California. I used their address. California resident. It was free. Free. Fuck, Weber State here was almost free, and fuck, it was such a powerhouse university in those days. It was such a fucking gem. Still beautiful, but the professors are fucking losers. Fuck, it's pathetic. It's corporatized whoredom. So I used to say, if you're here for a piece of paper, leave. I saved the entire program. They could have paid for my cancer. My place in time. So I'm going to do a series of these because we need to do one on the Olympics, but it's important for you ASSE bookers. I've never participated in their freak show. Fuck their stimulus check. Fuck it all. I don't want to say this is important. My environmentalism, my love for the ecology, and my fight with the nuclear energy crime syndicate from birth. I knew my dad had been mutated in fucking human lab rat and then about to drafted Marine and then watched him murder that dude. I hate those fuckers. I hate the fucking nuclear energy crime syndicate with a bloody pat. That's why I like Durnford. He hates him too. Hate him. Watch him murder my beautiful father. Watch him murder Annika. I don't participate in their freak show, and I won't. Fuck you. Fuck your ACT. I took the SAT and the ACT blindfolded as a fucking protest. So don't file for your degrees. Just keep going. Keep educating yourself. Find a good fucking professor and suck up his knowledge. Don't worry about the grade. Just get through. Do what you got to do. Fucking be the fucking knowledge. I'm all for going to university for the right reasons. I'm still all for it, But not for degrees. Not to participate in this fucking corporate whoredom freak show. They pass out fucking PhDs like toilet paper. They're pieces of shit. No fucking running, no jumping on the fucking beach. That's how they did this. Fuck, I have enough fucking college credits to have my historic ongoing PhD. So, I'm not going to participate in their freak show. I know how this country was rooted and founded, and I see it evolve. It just gets more corrupt and more gross. But Fukushima. This is important. Now stay with me. It is the greatest event in human fucking history. I used to tell people all the time. I saw the meltdown in my fucking dreams. I saw it happen. I knew they were going to lie. I knew they were going to cover it up. I knew that fucking people were too fucking weak. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Now you might tell. Stay a while, maybe then you'll see. When I got cancer, I diagnosed myself. Multiple doctors fucking misdiagnosed me, misdiagnosed stomach ache, one in the bone marrow. Vincent Hansen, who I know since I was a little kid, because I was such a pillar of the community with my Hawking trial. And he always just says, I'm always so impressed with you, Kevin. You know, he'd tell me that when I was a young guy, what you've accomplished, what you do, your art form, your, you know, plaster work. I wouldn't switch to the fake shit. I taught myself how to fucking lay rock, all this thing, my education. Taught myself multiple languages, poetry, the art. Taught myself to be the anti-nuclear guy. He says, you know, my brother and father both died of thyroid cancer when I was a boy in southern Utah. When I got sick, they were going to gut me. Finally I got in to see him. He figured it out and he helped me. I had a fucking diagnosis on the internet. Yeah, I found a YouTube video by a pathologist at Cedars-Sinai who had sent it fucking for students. 13 views. He says, in the lower right mesentery, which mine was, I believe pathologists get it wrong more than they get it right. I think that's what killed Prince. There's no doubt in my mind because they won't have fucking blood transfusions. He was a Jehovah's Witness. Another fucking religious fuck up that kills people. My light went on. That's what it is. They got it wrong. Silverman's the #1 pathologist in the country. Or one of them in the state, excuse me. He had it dead wrong. Told me it was fucking no surviving it, blah, blah. The only hope was gut. I refused the surgery. I stood on my own fucking mind, my own fucking dreams. I had a fucking dream right before I got sick about, I was fucking in Nevada and I don't play slot machines and I put some loose change in a fucking machine and this giant slot machine and it hit something and it kicked out $12.12. What? Not 11. So I took the voucher and put it in this giant fucking machine and went, and it lined up 4 Bernard DeVoto and these clam-looking things. 4 of them, 6 across, and it started spitting out money: 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million, 100 million, $1 billion. And I woke up. It's like when Mind That Bird won the Derby. I had a dream the night before about fucking Mark the Bird Vicarage. What? I'm betting the bird 8. It's gonna be an 8 this year up the rail, Calvin Burrell. I had a fucking dream. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. Stay with me. Maybe you can tell. He said, Kevin, you're going in 11 the next day. He called me, his voice crackling. It's a nasty cancer in you. You're right. It's leukemia. You're going to LDS East State Bowl. I said, I'm not going to that fucking shithole, LDS. Well, it's under construction. I said, it's been under construction since I was a kid. You know, that's where they put all the nom guys, the alcohol fucking nightmare fucking. That footprint that's in fucking Memory Grove, I made that. Go in there and pray in my gown. Fight the nuclear engineer in the Capitol. Fucking dying. They don't take 51-year-olds in a bone marrow transplant with AML. There's a guy named Fimbo Peterson from fucking Denmark. I told him about you. He's an anti-nuclear, Kevin. Like me, like we, like you. You go in there, we can't lose you. They don't take 51-year-olds. You still got that money in the stock market? Yeah. My Tesla stock, all of that. Fork it over and go in because this bill's going to be north of that. How much you got? I got about 900,000. Give it to him, all of it. Just go. Your life's, yeah, I'm okay. Because I knew him since I was a kid. I believed in him. He earned my trust, which very few people have ever earned my trust. I go in on 11. Whew, you don't even want to know how that fucking fight. Bullet wound. The tattoos up my fucking body. Fucking the stent in my fucking lumbar, in my brainstem. It's vicious in there. Fimbo comes in himself, lays down the newspaper, Blue Castle from Hell, and says, this is vicious, Kevin. But I'm a guy named Brian Morse. He's going to die. So we're going to take a chance on you. He put his own personal work so hardcore into me because he was an anti-nuclear from Copenhagen. And I told him about my dream, and we talked about Danish philosophy and how you can't trick the subconscious. And it's all there. Just tune in. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little Asperger on Balco. It's not what it is. It's just the strong mind. They hate the fucking strong mind. They fake the fucking thinker, but fuck them for... We're few and they're many. The sheep. We're not sheep. We're not sheep. I started Black Lives Matter. You can argue with all the want, but evolved, which I really hate what it's turned into. It's disgusting. You know, all of that fucking, it's astroturf. Kevin, I could buy you 2, maybe even 3 years of fucking life. You know, we can take this route, this contemporary route, and I can almost guarantee you 2-3 years of life, but then you're probably going to die. This is vicious that's in you. It's ML de Nouveau. Or we can use this different method I have. I have some ideas, if you allow me to. You know, the odds aren't that great, but, you know, mind that bird up the rail, Calvin Burrell. But you might live to be an old man. Without hesitation. All in! All in! I'd play my radio in there. Fuck, I remember the nurses coming, fuck, we can hear you singing all the way down. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. Right now, I know you can't tell. Stay a while and then maybe you'll fucking see a different side of me. My place and time was chiseled in stone before I was fucking born. I know that. I know that. You know, I fought it. But the cancer was gonna come. Spray some radio fucking Roundup. Stand up to the tsunami. Gotta have big shoulders to fight the nuclear energy crime syndicate. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Thank you, Kansas, but 3.25, there should be no high school GPA requirement. Fuck, there should be no high school fucking diploma. Everybody should be allowed into a university if it's state funded. I mean, state taxpayer, by law. Weber State allows anybody in. Anybody. Of course, the graduation rate is so fucking low because once they're in, they gotta fucking work 4 jobs to get through because they can't pay the fucking rent. And the professors up there are pathetic as fuck. Not all of them, just 99.9. They fucking, that's what they've done to it. Don't go for a piece of paper. Suck up your knowledge for fucking life and be your own person. Be your own person. There's this philosophy where people are always have some fuckheads, conformist versus nonconformist. To conform is to nonconform. To nonconform is to conform. I remember getting a tattoo as a nonconformist. And, I mean, when 2, 3, 4% of the population had a mom tattoo, then at some point it became 60%, 70% of a certain generation had a tattoo because the conformists become the nonconformists become the conformists. Up is down, black is fucking Alex Jones fucking white, wrong is fucking right. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the sun from Fukushima, Japan. It always shines. I'm like, don't be a conformist. Don't be a nonconformist. Be yourself. Connect with the ecology. Be part of the fucking sea. The elasticity of time. If you tune into it, it will tell you everything. Follow your fucking light, Kevin. I had a fucking dream. She comes to me in my fucking dreams. I think one of the greatest experiences I ever had. Where's your Diablo? What'd you do? Oh, there it is. I was at Avila on Pismo on